All right. And match ni nyina abana we. Kumasi Asante Kotoko trip to Accra to play against Hatofok ended in a goalless draw. Nese obia entimi amfa ball anto ne yonko atenem. Na nsɛm ne bebree. Yɛba be discuss any of see from the lineup of both managers to the strategy of both managers, the game plan of both managers, or the the results itself, referees' performance, the number of spectators a venue honina and yoma. Maybe discuss it ye jumedi and oba don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Well, I think say mubebre for now no ye keka kobe be 4-5 days ni monte se obedinka. Yes, I think this is my first audio in a space of ache pa me audio ache nyame admo chena I would come mebe adwumam and I'll be able to explain what exactly has been happening. Ma so bed na obesi ma yera kakra na ama medwumadi na solo but confidential actually yes confidential actually kurikuremu for almost a year be 5 days na confidence actually and the radius nyame de maba. Well, yenya bo trash game ni bi. Now the starting 11, this was it. Coach Karim Zito started with Mohamed Kamara in post. And now what they Abranti friend Justice Blay a ball the right back position because Asante Kotoko and clear to everybody that Michael Sifa epic injury into Sifa into means ya kind be and Tinese Blay and a ball right side well left back was Patrick Esido as usual. Patrick and a ball left back and Abrantia your friend Samba O'Neill and Henry Ansu about 4 and 5. Well, middle in team menu about together with Baba Jaya na wenya unya on the wings Fernando Wisdom Bassi na wenya Chejamna also on the wings. Nadia cano air to aso sa Albert Moa and Kwame Poku lead the attack. Hatofok elsewhere. Coach Abubakar Watara about Benjamin Asari as the goalkeeper. Yahobeto Munyabutre. And obo a left back Ransford Mensah left. And Opia Abrante Emmanuel Amankwa right. And 4 and 5 no Kelvin Osei Sibe who he won the man of the match, but there's some form of controversy which I will come to that. It's also Sibe on the right side of defense center back for Hearts and on the Kunadu Yadom Ekahon. Now in his defense midfield hono na ubenya Abrante Fen Shankiki Steven Apiasar Shankiki then now when you Ransford Raphael Amponsan, yes, Raphael Amponsan is the name. Then you get Kwesi Asma. I'm going Fina God. January number the buy. Now when you branch Martin Kakari, na Hamzamo Eli the attack with Hussein Mohammed. So on paper, Asante Kotoko had what we call a typical 4-4-2 system. But in some occasions, depending on the position of the player and even the ball, let me moving more like a 3-back system. And to do the 3-back now, Blay, Ansu, Samba, stable at the back. Now I'm going to say Che Ebo as a wing back for Patrick Esiru to also play as a wing back. Then most when you're 2 in the middle, so it me move by a 3-4-3 system, a 3-4-3 system with a Siedu Bungunya siedu na wenya eye abrante freno Chedwamana na front three na ye Basi Albert Amoa Kwame Poku sometimes na be 4-4-2 system for Asante Kotoko. Odi ano ton chen a has asoe na has so no there were that rotation was more of 4-3-3. Hussein Mohammed, Rafael Amponsa, Kwesi Asmas, the middle three, Stephen Apia Shankiki operating from the wings. Na wenya eye Martin Kakari also from the right side of house wing. Or that or ye benkum about right, you know the benkum ne kati in. Na wenya Hamza Isa leading the attack for her to focus. So this was the strategy of both teams, their system and their formation coming into this game. Now let's go to the key elements. For total play, the first thing I'm sure someone for better be some pie is the results the true reflection of the game. And Ukraine the results is not the true reflection of the game because Kotoko had more decent chances and now Kotoko you're closer to scoring than Hatofuk. Asemno, send ye tieno or the two. Now Asante Kotoko you're closer to scoring than Hatofuk. It was a game Hatofuk had chances. It was a game Hatofuk had movement that they could score. But in total, what you've realized that now Asante Kotoko were more chances. They were lacking that final element, that final touch to get a goal. There were moments. For instance, that Saka Dawuda chance. It was a chance. Yes, the Hatofuk defender in Emmanuel Amankwa presses Saka, but not Saka got the ball no at Tottenham. You talk about Kwame Poku also getting chances. In some moments, he was called to the party, and the experience of Kwame Poku in the names of Kwame Poku yeno na eye brea obehwe anim se Kwame ebebobo na to atenem. But those were also times both na Kwame fumble. Also there were moments Albert Amoa how he worked from the left side. How he worked from the Kotoko right side. So right side clearly showed that now he take on snare. Because he was moving from the right on Obano, especially in the second half, it was difficult for Onwankasa Albert Amoa and Sobebo Bonatu Atenem because he was coming from an angle where you're shooting options and our angles now bet me shoot to a Fanisa. So most of the time he was trying to feed the ball to Kwame Poku. But in all the occasions he tried to link up with Kwame Poku, a bien way to me fire. And the connection between the two in the box it led to a lot of unsuccessful deliveries and crosses, which if they had gotten it right in any of those moments, can be an easy tap in for Kwame Poku and Albert Amoa. So a honor is something that I really did not enjoy it because final 10 a brace bonus for the tricks and for the take-ons of Albert Amoa. We 3 men his take-ons was solid, but not finishing na ko ese ni nyina no bo abon se Benjamin Asare atono no afa ball simple no ojinidin no atono no afa ball simple no ojinidin, and that was not the best for Asante Kotoko. But in analyzing today's game, let's start from Kamara. Second observation, Mohamed Kamara. I think this was a match. The two goalkeepers, in the moment they were called to the party, team ye a brow do I from mobile ball no. I won't make sure so mungu many masse. Stephen Apia Shankiki had an excellent shot from his left foot. A brilliant save from Mohamed Kamara. Kamara and friend and babon baby. But Kakrana or bear to say keep an bar, Upiato corner. A house and Kotoko game, a goalkeeper cannot afford to be making mistakes. The two keepers kept a clean sheet, and they deserve to keep a clean sheet based on their individual performance. One kasa more than more. What I say? Your match will keep a bit me to papa so, and you clearly see say the defenders now covering up when he's making those mistakes. But in today's game, won't mean say Asari a mistake say has defenders covering up. And I say Kamara a mistake say could defenders covering up. They had their simple things right, and that is positive for them. Ewe Juma wamo emienu eye. Now let's talk about the Kotoko center backs. I think in today's game, we did not see much of Hamza Issa. Yente say born bo we and man for Hamza Issa din. Not because he's a bad player, but the defensive strategy of the Kotoko center back pair, Ansu and Samba, na solid. In some occasions, Justice Billy become na 3 backer. Na so any keke. You saw players they had their tackling right. Boss na a flow to ko no. They were winning the ball in the air. That was the aerial duels. Now the accuracy behind their passes, question mark or kakra, but it wasn't bad as compared to some of the matches that we've seen. So for the Kotoko center back pair, that was a rock solid performance from them. And the coach Samba Frimu, Eddie Joseph Abuloso by, which means they had answers, they had a way of stopping the hard to folk attacker in Hamza Issa, preventing him from getting a good game. Yeah, we are ball no now. Kelvin says Sibe na aje man of the match, and was Sibe hono so no one kunedu yadom. Obaba ma baso say Kwame Poku nukure ni nyame anim. Yes, as a player no ankasa, not there were times ka betimi awu say ka Kwame na betimi adane nyoma ede ama Asante Kotoko. But when a striker and me and show how clinical ye, when to me alpha the finishing ability na back game no year. One thing I bet me I can say no crane anim and saw the about the enema center backs of the opponent. So yes, I know the debate's going on. I'm out for saying Baba I should be the man of the match. Didn't you the man or says Sibe. But Musa says Sibe and Kunadu Yadom. They were trying everything they can. Say Ombe Kipu Kwame Poku on the packet. Kwame could have punished them, no doubt about that. His reaction to the ball sometimes was slow, no doubt about that. He looks like Obia now on so sharp for the game, no doubt about that. But the Haas center back played a decent game, and I see the about somebody also at the moment. Now to the midfield. Playing Che Jamana, Andrew Sintimen and Babaya, together with Fernando Wisdom Bassi, had its positives and negatives. Negatives need be say one. In the Kotoko midfield setup, now we play some ball winners. Yes, Che Jamana is a player that will run. To Mika, our park and so, or Faha now, or Faha, no, Faha, no, Faha, no, Faha. But clearly, in terms of winning the ball, I think say intim man who pen a jumano. So yeah, there are some more kind of crepa playing in team alone in the middle. Sometimes I drink kakra. As in the number of ball winners in the Kotoko middle. And no ma baba jumani ding. I've seen the aspect. I was watching the game at a point. Me and me joto to was Baba man the passes in quick. I won't doubt it was part of my observation. But and I decided also to pay a quick attention to the structure. Then I realized that the kind of midfield now two teams neighbor is a bit crowded. And now it becomes difficult for a quick pass because yes, there were some times we are now or down, but he drops so deep to support Andrew City menu. And team most of the time Jibon on Jibon or has for half. Rather Jibon or Kotoko for half. So Sababaya will jab on my Yaya. Yaya have to push the ball to the hard to folk half. And by pushing the ball to the hard to folk half, no, has had Kofi Asma and Rafael and Ponsa, central midfielders or defensive midfielders. As I would me down home form. And son what tries to be located either Albertamwa, Kwame Poku, or Basi. And you have to move the ball, Kakra. And you move the ball by taking on players. And I will move the ball. But no moving the keke, will move us at you. And so movie now was at you. And son, what you said, papa is all possible on a man. No. You cannot do that one with one touch. And so share Baba assistant Kwame Poku at Kotoko last game on boy against Diana. Almost said Baba J-Born or J-Born no a Diana for half. So easily no lema Kwame Poku, who was closer to the penalty box. But I was steady, Yaya drops, takes the ball, and have to carry the ball. And career, share opponent, share defensive lines, all train. The about the sana and Chianebe more. To bet back because Nipan be close to be a right side. Oba Dano who had be call left one. Maybe your mark cover. And it has its advantages, has disadvantages. The advantages, if Yaya is receiving most of the ball, or the final third of the opponent, he can easily give a good pass. I be Boaman Yoma Timia Koyi, Ediama Asante Koroko. But rather, if he is receiving the ball, they kind of saying, very deep, Asante Koroko for half more, it becomes difficult for him to do the dribbling and for him to do the take on. I know, and your man, ya de air to him, ya de air mount. Sana yana and Komono, Ayana Kakoye. So, in analyzing the various positions in our Asante Koroko team, one other place I would like to raise some question, Kakra, the kind of substitutions, of course. So, Basi picked the yellow, but if you are taking Che Jamana out, which I think, I don't know whether Basi maybe a first half no pra. Senye pra that I think the substitution was somewhere or the other not the best. Because he had his own attacking threat he was adding to the game. And he said, Che momu film. Ama Saka, Basani Obenya, Saka Basi, Albert Amwa, Kwame Poku, leading your attacker. As a nenu ehu kakramame. Because I didn't really see much of Auchi, Ebra Ofri, bench, Ebe Ura game room. I'll be see a kind Edema Santa Koroko. So, there's still work to be done. Honestly speaking, there's still work to be done on that Santa Koroko team. When you want to win the league, you do more. But what you say? Say, ope say, OT league na, esa we a chain, the way ne da no. Enye, oye ba kubi na watiada. You go to venues, you win matches, and that is your only way of you were kind of saying pushing the team to the top. Say if you are not winning on consistent basis, na draw ne benenemu. Personally, I will not celebrate this game because I think say and caution in deeper. At some point, has looked like a team that settled more for the draw. They don't have anything to lose. Don't forget, they are not in the league title conversation. Say league no ombetimi agye no kre no se omunim komunum saa. League je enkomonum no has nim ombetimi de agye. So what they will try and do is say wahye no maako eye 5 e de atoa so. And now 4 de atoa so. O mane ntoso eye enum. So what you say? Until you come in just to frustrate you, so that at the end of the day, the story will be different. But now we share near. Now Asante Kotoko here these 3 points to move on to the next stage of the competition, which to some extent, I didn't really see that in today's game. On officiating, my first say went to him. You can over and over and over again that. When it comes to the Ghana Premier League, it appears that the referees are hard to folk. Any Asante Kotoko matches, they normally want the game to end in a draw. It looks like they are more comfortable when the game ends in a draw than so be she. So there are certain decisions ultimately I say they take the cautious approach. Oh, I said, Bob, you saw a penalty. No change and answer. I could say obi a trap penalty, obi say trap penalty, no. And adding. So everything about them is more of a way of balancing the game. Inti boy be out to say 50-50 so Joe be a mani panel question most why so. Because always still na ebia according offside. Boy be a very close no I was so no at offside. So you see that in their play, which takes away the beauty of the game and makes things difficult. Honestly, Fernando Wisdom Bass incident, the Kwame Poku push from behind. These were moments. Say striker lead you now for a trebe piana. Referee beje foul. And a foul in the penalty box is a penalty. Babo say referee was we bun and yeguso. No, or even inside because on pass him. Usuruse has no Kotoko match. Oba beje a penalty. So referees no me adwuma na yedin. O me adwuma na yedin pa. But I'll still say it. Kotoko still have a lot of work to do if they want to win the Ghana Premier League. You cannot win the Ghana Premier League with as a one-goal project at this stage. Yes, I know that resource is important. But I think Kotoko be a match we in a win for Kotoko today would have changed a lot. The dynamics of the game and everything can you be the best, sir. But half a loaf is always better than none. Later. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Yes, men too kind. Ike two ebin a lock me share baby. Too steady crana. The day of this week, I have not been on our passports. I think I went there only on Tuesday now. Ye free break nearby and a free order. Men see a stadium, men see studio BM. So also even the studios of Seobed and Kasan Kramin Timimba ho. Miami had much ye beba. Na de dia kemunyina e baba som. Obi a mo frɛ nyina da mo nyina mase. Nyame adom ye de dia ka nyina beba. Bye bye.